So, ever since the ending of the Shibuya arc happened, I've seen a lot of people say that we are approaching the end of Jujutsu Kaisen, but before we get into specifics, I just want to put up a quick spoiler alert for anyone who's anime only. If you don't want to hear any spoilers, then go read the Jujutsu Kaisen manga and come back when you're done. I want a full report on my desk by tomorrow morning, or I'll take away your hunter's license and limited edition shirtless Gojo body pillow. I'm serious this time. Now, while you're busy catching up on the homework and you still want to see some non-spoiler Jujutsu Kaisen content, then you can do so by clicking right over here for the entire Jujutsu Kaisen playlist. And if you're also a fan of Hunter x Hunter or anime in general, I've got playlists for those too. And I just want to remind you guys that if this channel gets to 5,000 subscribers by Halloween, I will start a series where I review every single arc in Hunter x Hunter for every milestone this channel reaches moving forward. Now, I know what you're thinking. What happens when you run out of arcs to review for Hunter x Hunter? Well, first of all, I'm flattered that you think we'll get that far. Knock wood. But fear not, for there are a lot of anime I still want to talk about on this channel, even some non-anime maybe. And after I finish up a show, you guys can vote on a new one and what arcs you'd like to see me review for the milestones after that. So if you guys want to see all that, then please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and turn notifications on and let me know down in the comments below what series you would like to see me do arc reviews for. Just wanted to say thank you for the support so far, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Anyway, back to the video. So at the end of the Shibuya arc, we saw Gojo getting sealed away and Kenjaku finally revealing his master plan. To keep it short, the Culling Game is a ritual disguised as a tournament wherein all the players involved rack up points by killing each other in a battle royale to the death. Kenjaku's goal in making the game is to take all the cursed energy being used by the players and channel it into a ritual that bonds humanity with Master Tengen. Kenjaku's ultimate goal in doing all of this still remains kind of vague, with the only hint we get being that it has something to do with seeing the ultimate potential of humans and cursed energy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Damn, that's a really dope evil plan, Kreams. Boy, am I impressed. You know what? I 100% agree with you. It is a dope plan, and in fact, I would say that if this was the master plan in any other anime, it would probably make for some pretty intense series finale level stakes. But Jujutsu Kaisen is not like every other anime, and Kenjaku is not the final villain. Because friends, Jujutsu Kaisen already introduced its final big bad, and that is none other than Ryomen Sukuna, the king of curses. Now, I'm aware that to a great chunk of Jujutsu Kaisen fans, this might seem like a, well, yeah, duh, of course he is. And to those fans, I say, thank you, best friendo. But to those skeptical among you, I want to explain why I don't think Kenjaku's plan is going to be the endgame for the series. The first thing that comes to mind is that Yuji has simply not finished eating the rest of Sukuna's fingers yet. As I write this, Yuji has only consumed 15 Sukuna fingers so far, putting him at only 3/4 of the way there, meaning there are still 5 fingers out in the world, and even worse, they'll keep getting stronger. This is because after Yuji ate the first Sukuna finger in chapter 1, it sent out a shockwave to the rest of them, activating them in the process, and thus increasing their power, meaning that when Yuji eventually eats the remaining Sukuna fingers, the Sukuna inside of him will likely be far more powerful than he was 1,000 years ago. The threat of a beefed up Sukuna is a scary one, and it's one I want to talk more about later. Secondly, we still don't really know what Sukuna's plans are for Megumi. It's been theorized that it has something to do with Megumi's 10 Shadows technique, but details on that front have been sparse. I've actually got my own theories as to what Sukuna's plan is for Megumi, and I shouldn't be doing this because I've already promised so many Jujutsu Kaisen videos, but what's one more? So if this video gets 100 likes, I'll upload my Sukuna Megumi theory. Okay, so the third reason I don't think the Culling Games or even Kenjaku represent the end of the series is Gojo's unsealing and the collapse of Jujutsu Society. One of the biggest lingering threads in the story is just when/how or if Gojo is even getting unsealed anytime soon. Regardless of if he gets unsealed, the damage that's already occurred in his absence, both from the fallout of the Culling Games and the collapse of Jujutsu Society, is already irreversible. From Maki's rampage on the Zenin clan to the death of Principal Yaga, the world Gojo left is not the same one he is returning to if he gets unsealed. In some ways, this collapse is bittersweet, as the dismantling of the old Jujutsu world was Gojo's primary focus anyway, so it just kind of seems like a win-win. I mean, unless all of his students die, in which case it's not exactly a win, but still. Honestly, the main reason Gojo's sealing is my favorite case for why Sukuna is the final villain is because let's just assume Kenjaku is defeated, either by the students figuring out a way to end the Culling Games with 0 casualties, or Kenjaku is either exorcised or just outright killed. All the remaining threats, aside from Sukuna, basically go downhill from there. Maki basically killed off the entire Zenin clan, and since Jujutsu High basically threw Gojo and his students under the bus, I don't see a reason for him to still practice restraint and not just kill off the remaining higher-ups, especially Principal Gakuganji. And yes, I do recognize that there are still the other 2 major clans and potentially the existence of smaller clans that make up the entirety of what we call Jujutsu Society. Like I said, I don't think that the Gojo that gets out of prison realm is going to be the same one that went in, so maybe he loosened up his restraint in that time, especially after he realizes the amount of destruction that's happened from from the moment he was sealed. I think that unsealed Gojo is going to be everyone's worst nightmare, and I can't wait to see what he does. Besides, even if he doesn't kill off all the higher-ups, then Maki or Hikari or literally anyone else who hates the Jujutsu higher-ups will be more than up for the task. So in the end, it all kind of works out. Really, the only remaining massive threat after Gojo is unsealed is going to be Sukuna. And Gojo has already made it pretty clear that he wants Yuji to swallow all of the remaining fingers before his scheduled execution. Even if the execution was cancelled, the danger of Sukuna remains, especially after the Shibuya arc. And finally, I think the biggest argument for this case comes from it being the only one that resolves the Sukuna versus Gojo fight that all of us in the JJK fandom want to see, and I think I speak for everybody when I say that. And this fight actually has even more potential to be amazing than I first thought. Remember when I said that there are Sukuna fingers still out there growing in power ever since Yuji ate that first finger? Well, that only makes the potential for a Gojo versus Sukuna fight way more fascinating, because up until now, the basic sentiment in the fan base has been that, like, in the end, it would be a pretty cool fight, but it was always going to be a win for Gojo in the end. And I'll self-report right now, I definitely thought like this, but ever since I've been seeing all the arguments being made for how Sukuna could win, I gotta say, I'm less sure than I was a month ago. I'd actually love to make a video about some of these theories, because there is like a great deal of them, and I'll probably end up doing so in like a sequel to this video. Let me know if you guys would be down to see something like that. Okay, so while editing this, I actually just decided to torture myself even more, and I'm just adding another like goal. So if this video gets 200 likes, I'll make a proper Sukuna versus Gojo fight / breakdown theories video. That's right, people, 200 likes. By far the biggest like goal I have set on this channel. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm like 50-50 on if I actually want to hit this goal, because I already have so many other Jujutsu Kaisen videos I'm making, but I'm throwing it out there anyways. Listen, I got a lot to say about a potential Sukuna versus Gojo fight, so if you guys want to see that, then let me know by getting this video to 200 likes. I don't know what I'm doing with myself. Okay, so there it is, guys. There's a few reasons that I don't think Kenjaku or the Culling games are gonna be anywhere close to the end of Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, I know it's gonna be a long arc, and more than likely Yuji will probably have encountered the 5 fingers in the arc, and then that'll be what they deal with, like, immediately picking up from, like, if Kenjaku is defeated or whatever the hell the ending of the Culling games is. Also, there is, like, a smaller reason that I don't think this is gonna be the end, but it's more of, like, an out-of-story reason, which is why I initially, like, left it out of my original script, and I'm doing it now. So, I actually thought that a good reason for it to not be like that is because that's basically how Jujutsu Kaisen 0 ended, with them defeating Geto at the end. And yeah, I know that it's a different character with just the same skin suit, but I think it's a little bit too on the nose, so I don't think that Gege Akutami just wants to repeat what he did in his old story. But hey, who knows? I'm way more excited about the Culling games than I've been about like almost any other arc so far in the series. Okay, so the final recap is 100 likes for the Sukuna Megumi video, 200 likes for the Sukuna vs. Gojo video, and 5,000 subs by Halloween for the official Hunter x Hunter arc reviews to start. Okay, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye!